Right guys, what's up? So welcome back to the Get to Know podcast. It's been quite a while, a good 6-7 month hiatus.
And the rest, yeah. It's been a long time.
Been a lot going on. So first of all, we're just going to catch up and kind of fill you in what's been happening. There has been a good bit happening for both of us and kind of discuss what we're going to go through over the next few months, preps, etc., competition wise. But first of all, basic lifestyle, what we do outside bodybuilding, what's been going on for you?
I have got a lot going on for me at the moment, mate. So outside of obviously the bodybuilding remit, obviously that takes up quite a lot of my life. We've obviously got the coaching, we've got a lot to do with posing clients and men's physique, as well as obviously Clean and Crispy. So invested heavily into Clean and Crispy this year, bringing that back to life.
Yeah.
Multiple different ranges coming through, like things in the works. I mean, it's just exciting stuff. Like I'm not really giving it that much love and affection, and it kind of died off.
Yeah.
And now it's like just bringing it back to life and just bringing cool stuff through.
Yeah. I think kind of having something like that outside of bodybuilding is like very refreshing to your bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where a lot of people struggle when they go like full meathead. It's like just bodybuilding 24/7, and like if you don't have anything to kind of switch off, it can be very easy to kind of become somewhat complacent in bodybuilding. You know what I mean? Because it's being able to switch between different things, so you kind of have that like mental refreshment, I think, as well. You also got Buddy in the picture now.
Yeah, we have Buddy.
Yeah.
So a little Cavapoo.
Yeah.
he's fucking beautiful. Like he's the best thing. I remember when we were picking him, went to this like really nice kennels, and like I wasn't sure on Buddy himself because he never wanted to like get involved with me. He just kept running away, and then Jen was like, "Oh my god, I love this one," because he was so happy and like just coming up to you. And I was like, "No, I don't like him. So we ended up driving away, and I was like, "No, I want that one." So we ended up going back, and we ended up getting him at a discounted price because he was slightly older. And I was like, "Sick!" I was like, "Take my money."
Still a baby, though, isn't he? What age?
He's like 7 months now, 8 months.
Yeah.
So he's beautiful, man. Like he's such a character, but he's so chill.
Yeah.
Really
He's chill now. At the start, he was like tearing shit up.
Yeah, but he still fucking tears shit up. You can't leave any bananas or anything around. Like he loves fruit. It's weird.
Logbooks.
Yeah, literally anything. Like my logbook now, he's battered, absolutely like rips in it. If I ever leave it in the gym, I was like, anyone found a chewed up logbook? And they're like, yeah, sound, got you on the side, bro.
Yeah, anything that looked like it's been attacked. That's mine.
That's mine. What about you? What are you gonna do?
So we're here, my new apartment. That was one of the reasons why we first of all like wanted to upgrade like production quality here and get some visual here. Obviously it'll be good to kind of get some, obviously putting this on YouTube and then pulling some reels from this for Instagram. Yeah. That was the priority, and also where I was living over the last few months, so living situations, relationships have kind of like got a little bit messy. So where I was living, internet was pretty shit and I couldn't hack doing a Zoom. Even on like some consultation calls, Wi-Fi was cutting out, and you know yourself as a business, and especially when like you really pride yourself in the quality of service, you don't want to be going on a consultation call and being like, oh shit, my Wi-Fi is acting up.
Yeah, so it's not quality, man. Like that's it's from the off when you like present yourself. You want it to be like.
Yeah, exactly. So I was fine for like doing my work, but then if I had like consultation calls, I'd be like running to Costa, and I'd just be like, right, consultation call, Americano, get to work. But yeah, so we're here now, living with Jim Morrissey, natty little fuck.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, he's a freak, man. We'll probably get him on at some stage.
I was gonna say, if he did that, he'd blow the fuck up.
Yeah. No, I mean like on the podcast, but
sorry. There's two different conversations. But yeah, on the podcast, 100%.
Yeah. But equally,
if he took some gear, he'd be fucking massive.
Yeah, man. Tons of strong. Fucking like he's 190 pounds, and that he's still relatively lean, and he was pulling 5 plates for reps yesterday.
That's disgusting.
Like crazy.
Yeah, you know what? That hurts my feelings at the moment because it's like when obviously I'm in prep now. If everyone doesn't know.
The cheekbones.
The beard is gone. It's a little bit chubby still. Like I've got weight to come off my face. If it doesn't improve anywhere else, just off my face will be fine. But yeah, that's like one of the things. It's like just fighting with like 6 weeks out, 6 and 8 weeks out, 8 weeks out from the pro qualifier. Obviously, in the UK we have to do a regional to qualify to be a pro qualifier or do a pro qualifier, whereas in Ireland obviously it's slightly different. You just jump balls deep into a pro, which I think is a little bit unfair, but still nonetheless,
yeah,
it's good warm-up material, and you know, like it still sets you in the trend of like getting ready. But 6 weeks out, like logbook, trying to hold that bitch. Fuck me, man, it's absolutely kicking my ass. And it's like, it's one of those mental battles. You're going into the gym, I know I feel a little bit fucked, and I've eaten into it, and I know I'm set, and then it's just like, first 2 exercises, sweet, third exercise, it's just like, it ain't happening,
And you get a pump for like the first 2 movements. You take off your jumper and you're just like, yeah, look class, and like 2 minutes later you just cannot get a pump.
Yeah, honestly, man, it's like really more of a mental game than anything is. And it's if you've ever prepped before, obviously you have. It's literally like, what is it you want, and keep focused on that. Yeah. And even if it doesn't feel like it's going in the right direction, like just keep fucking cracking. Like for me, I've stopped looking at myself.
Okay.
Like I don't, in the morning I'll get out of bed, shower done, and I don't analyse my physique, I don't look at my body, I don't look at anything, and I'll literally just, the only thing I'll do is I'll take my check-in photos in the morning whenever I check in with Cal, check in with him 3 times a week, and then from that, literally just whiz them off and don't even look.
Yeah, I think I had this conversation with a client as well. He's doing a photo shoot with Eddie in a couple of weeks' time, and it's the same thing. It's like, you have to, in hindsight, it's weird kind of telling someone as a coach, like all these like little internal mind games that you have with yourself, but like, man, they are fucking valuable, you know what I mean? Because it's so easy to get in your own head and like be micro-analysing your physique on a day-to-day basis and not noticing the improvements, because again, you're analysing every like short period of time. Same way like with a client, like if you get someone who's like an overweight client, the first like few weeks, man, you're seeing like 1.5 kilo, 2 kilo drop in scale weight, but like might not be that much in visuals. So like, you're not really going to compare week 1, week 2 visually. We might compare like week 1, week 4. And it's weird because as you kind of transcend through that fat loss phase, you pull off like, let's say 10, 15 kilos and you start to look a little bit different. The next like 5 kilos, you could look completely different. You know what I mean? There's this like inverse relationship at the start of the diet phase to the tail end, where you're seeing the scale weight move much quicker than visuals. Like right now, like you could drop 0.3 kilo and it looks.
Mate, if I drop 0.3 kilos, I'll be done.
Yeah, like, be ready.
Yeah, 100%.
Tap me up.
Yeah, literally, I'm stepping on stage, but it's like, I probably only have maximum, I'm sitting at 91 and a bit, a maximum 2 kilos to come off me.
Yeah.
And that's fucking stupid, because I started at 97.
Yeah.
So it's like, we were having this conversation earlier, it's like, prep is literally individual. So it's like, what my food's still relatively high, 3-7 on training day and 3-4 non-training day. So today's non-training day. So I'm like,
only 3.5 calories.
But it's
Pity party for me.
I know, but it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's like, and I'm only doing 20 minutes cardio, but it's like, for me, that's a lot. Like my body is literally just churning through it metabolically. Like
fucking furnace.
It literally is a furnace, man. Like if I do anything, it's like boom, gone. Yeah. So if I put my foot down now, I'd be done in like 2 weeks max. Yeah. So, and I've got 6 and 8, and it's 8 that's the most important one. So the pro qualifier. Yeah. And the level of the boys that are going to these shows at the moment, mate, it's the first show of the season. Boys are taking years out in order to come back, and it's like, I know I'm really good, but it's like, I gotta be really, really fucking good, and it's like the caliber is just 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Are you spending much time analysing
other people?
Yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. So my trick, is if I see someone that's competing, cool, acknowledge it, and then mute them. Like that is straight out it. So it's like, it's not because I don't want to back that person or whatever it is. It's not like out of disrespect. It's literally just like for my own sanity. Like if you sat there, and this is obviously my clients go through it, especially first timers. If you're sat there just analysing and looking at them and comparing and drawing analysis, what does that actually fucking mean apart from get yourself into a stressed position and like mentally fuck with you? The only real important thing that you need to worry about is what the judges think on the day.
Yeah.
And obviously Instagram, the way you look on Instagram compared to what you look in real life, it's fucking chalk and cheese.
Fucking Pandora's box.
It literally is, man. Like there's boys that look sick, and then you look on Instagram and you see them in real life and like, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah. Oh wait, you're 5 foot.
Yeah, honestly, you ain't that great. Like, you know what I mean? So there's so much mind games that go on with that. People always showing their best side, etc., etc. Like I'm one of them ones that kind of just like, this is what I fucking look like, get on with it. And I think that kind of like plays in my favour, because I think I look better in real life than I do on Instagram.
Yeah,
which is, it's just one of them things.
Yeah, and like as you said there, like these people taking a lot of time out. Like Your off season hadn't been like ridiculously long.
Year, 18 months.
Over a year.
18 months.
Like, yeah, it sounds like a long period of time, but when we think about like how long it actually takes to put on tissue, and obviously like the rate that you've put on in that 18 months has been sick. You know what I mean? It looks like a 2.5 year off season easily.
Yeah.
And obviously that was considering there was a lot like going on as well with like the stomach issues and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be looking back saying, oh, but if buts or whatever. But at the end of the day, like the work has been done, so like you're now ready to.
I think from my standing point, like obviously I had all those stomach issues, and it was this time last year it all started.
Okay.
So that's when I was in hospital getting my fucking tube down my throat and everything. And even in hindsight, I pushed myself to the point where I was still being sick, eating a meal, pushing So irrespective of the stomach issues, like I know in myself I'd done 110%, and I couldn't have done any more. So whatever the outcome may be in the next 8 weeks, that's fine. It is what it is. And I, you come to accept that, and then we just go again.
Yeah.
That's a bodybuilding mentality of like, irrespective of what happens, you don't be like, throw your toys out the pram. You get back on, you go again. And there's a lot of people who like they don't get the result that they want, and they just kind of like, well, maybe this isn't for me, and they start questioning a million more different things. Like, if it means something to you, get it fucking done.
Yeah, you find a way around it.
100%.
And like, I've done a few posts on this, but like, as much as I hate the term like ticking the boxes, like the boxes get ticked. You know what I mean? I think there is a qualitative component to that as well, and that's why I kind of have this like internal gripe with that phrase, because too many people look at it like, oh, it's just about consistency, it's just about showing up, it's just about doing the do. But like, how do you do that do? As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, how much you grinding?
Yeah, it's like the quality of the work. Like, right, you could say 20 minutes cardio, but if you're just there like on a bike, making sure Instagram, like passively, basically fucking, I don't know, on fucking Tinder or whatever, like you're not.
You're not focused in terms of what it is. Like, whenever I'm on it,
like you need your heart rate up.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Jen trying to talk to me, shut up. I'm cycling. It's like I'm not doing anything. Like, but I'm so locked in terms of what it is that I'm doing in that moment. Like, if I'm doing steps, I'm fucking doing steps.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally,
it's just like, get the fuck away. I've got shit to do. And a lot for me, and I think you may be similar for yourself, is it comes down to regimen. Like, I find that especially when you've got so many other things and facets of your business going on, having that regimen and structure from day one and building that into your day and sticking to it, you get this done at this time and this done at this time, cardio's done, boxed off, steps, this. Yeah. Once that's built and ingrained in your day, it is then just a tick box system. Yeah, you don't actually have to think about it, and it is literally just doing it and getting it done.
Because it's the ability to like task switch and like lock into that task that you're doing, because you're not thinking like, you're not like doing steps and thinking, oh shit, what time's my next meal, like when am I doing this, that and the other, what time am I training today. Like, minimize the variables. Like, you see my fucking whiteboard over there, like I've all my meals written out and what time those meals are at. Like what time I'm training. Like, we know here with the lads, we're training at 12:30 pretty much every day. Like, obviously if some things come up, you plan and you pivot around it, but you kind of need to reduce the decision making so that when you're doing each task, you're just doing that task. Simple as that, man. Same thing like with like your own work, like check-ins and stuff. And I think this is where a lot of people will fall down when they're looking to like become an online coach and being self-employed. Like, you've so much freedom, you probably have fucking too much. Like, treat that shit like a 9 to 5. So like, you're working at set hours, you're getting that shit done, you're not procrastinating saying, oh yeah, cool, I've 3 check-ins to do, I'll do them later. Or like, you know what I mean? It's like, get that shit done. It doesn't matter what time, but just be consistent.
Get it done. Yeah, I'm the same, man. Like, especially being where I'm at, like, I wake up, cardio done, eat a little bit, straight upstairs, check-ins sorted, finished, straight to training completed, finish off get some more steps in, have another meal, steps done, everything's done, boxed off, and then in the afternoon gives me a couple of hours, like 3 or 4 hours, to either focus on building clean and crispy or more setups or whatever it is in order to finish. And then by that time it's like, what, 5, 6 o'clock, and I'm like, what the fuck is my day gone? And I've been up since 5. So it's like, it's one of them things, like my days go so quick, which is sick, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, and I think another thing, I've spoken about this with clients a few times, read this in a book, and it's been fucking rent-free in my head since then. Like, the biggest internal stress we face is like a contrast or a dichotomy between what we say we're going to do and our actual actions. So like, you said there, like 5, 6 p.m, like you're done. like you have that 6, 7, 8 p.m. window. You're probably asleep by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
I try.
Yeah. Like you have that 2-hour window to actually chill out, downtime. Like that's still being productive because you allocated that
100%.
time to chilling out. So you actually do it. You know what I mean? Like people get this misinterpretation of like, oh, it's about like filling your hours, working 14, 16-hour days, and like constantly working. Also bear in mind, like steps there, like you're going out with your dog, like you're training. That's still like a hobby, but it's stuff that you're planning on doing, and then you actually act on.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that like people fuck themselves up with is like doing things based off emotion.
Yeah.
And saying, oh yeah, I'm going through this, but then it gets to that time and they're tired, so then they decide to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Like if you plan to watch Netflix for 2 hours and then you watch Netflix for 2 hours, that's you being productive.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't watch it for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
There's a limit.
I mean, sometimes, but like I think for me, a big part of it, and this is something I ingrain in clients, is recovery and recoverability, especially in a prep scenario. It's like, obviously, how do we recover? Downtime. Chill the fuck out. Obviously, prep is such a demanding situation. Literally training, even off season, is fucking demanding. And like literally eating is hard work in your off season. Like moving, just getting shit done is hard work. But from a recovery factor, that is the number one thing. And I think that's what I really fucking focused in, is making and prioritizing that time, my time. Like I'm doing fuck all at this time. Yeah. And that's cool, like that's fine, that's me being productive for my bodybuilding. Yeah. I've done all my like business stuff, I've done everything that I need to do, I've ticked all the boxes on that, but now it's bodybuilding time.
Yeah, it's that mental refreshment.
Yes.
So that you can get back to bodybuilding with intent.
100%. 100%. So, obviously we talked about me competing. Dara, what are the competitive plans, mate? Because you've blown the fuck up, mate.
Yeah, well, thank you.
It's a very different man compared to this
time. The last podcast. Yeah, it's like the last podcast, I think I just took 20 kilos off you.
Yeah.
You were sitting around, what, 110?
I think I had 20 kilos off my face at least. I'm literally looking at pictures of the biggest face in the world. But yeah, sorry, go back to you, man.
Yeah, so the plan for me was a good like 18-month off season. And obviously, if we're thinking like long-term progression, like you need a lot of time in your off season. And with how like smooth the last few months have went, and also like weighing up, like what are my long-term goals, and like what's the experiential value that I'm getting from prep and bodybuilding at this point. I decided to actually prep a little bit sooner because obviously like I'm in here the same building with like Ryan, Joe Gann, Darren Mack, Keane, Ross is upstairs as well. And like not Ross, but the rest of the lads are prepping this year as well, all going for the same shows. And it's weird because like I was weighing this up in my head. It's like is that enough of a reason to prep? Because obviously prep is it's a big commitment. And after I've done like 23-week prep last year, and like basically like almost a year. No, it's only been like 8 months off season, and that was like with maintenance periods, fucking hair transplant.
Is it enough?
Is it enough? For long-term progress, if I had like big ambitious goals with bodybuilding, no. You know what I mean? But I think for me personally, I know like a pro card isn't fucking on the horizon for me. Like that's not my goal.
I don't know yet, you've not been in the mix.
But
that's the thing, so it's like from my standing point, it's like what is it you really fucking want? So there you prepped last time, you were still juniors but not juniors, and you kind of like got your toe in the water, and it's like you don't know what your athletic potential is yet in that men's division based off what it is you've got. So yeah, you have the option of potentially prepping this year, seeing how you run, have you made enough improvements? That's entirely up to you. At the end of the day, improvements have most definitely been made, but it's like you don't know what your athletic potential is until you actually are in the fucking mix and you've been able to give it 110%.
Yeah, but I know if that was the case and I was looking for a pro card, like I need a good few more years off season. And I think for me right now, like my values are more kind of centered around like coaching, lifestyle stuff. Like I really want to be like a full-time coach. But I think there's a misconception here when I say like, oh, like I'm not getting a pro card. People potentially kind of hear that and say, oh well, he's only given 80%. It's like, no, like everything gets done. Like just because I say I'm not getting a pro card doesn't mean that I'm not doing everything I would to get a pro card.
I think a lot of people also misconstrue themselves. They're like, I'm coming for my pro card. It's like, wait a minute, what?
When?
What? where the fuck have you even come from?
Yeah, give it another decade.
In it though, it's like there's a lot of people that are like they got misunderstanding in terms of what's actually required in order to get there. And I think I appreciate where it is that you're coming from, because it's like that realization of like, is this actually feasible?
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's the realization, like when I move here and we're obviously going to shows more regularly, you actually see that fucking gulf in class.
Yeah.
And I think as well, back in Ireland, there is this like misconception, and understandably so, because as we talked about on Instagram, you're seeing fucking highlight reels and like you're seeing everyone best light and whatever, you can't make a direct comparison. So I always see it when I go home and like people are like, man, like you're fucking blown up, like you getting a pro card, like what's your dream? You go to the Olympia, and I'm like, mate,
you have no idea conceptually of what's required.
Like, if you actually see a genuine bodybuilder in person, you'll be like, oh yeah, Dara's actually pretty fucking small.
But in it, but that's the reality though. It's like when you, like the amount of people that I've kind of like become friends with, like even as like heavyweights or whatever it is, who have been vying to try and go pro for so many years, and the gravitas in terms of what is actually physically required in order to turn pro and how fucking good you actually have to be. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's like, for me this season, the goal is to turn pro. But as I said before, it's like the level of competition, I am not stupid to say that if I don't, that's simply sweet, I'm just not good enough yet. And we go again. It is literally just that. Like I have the basis of I could, but will it? I don't know, and I'm not going to be disappointed or anything either way. But best believe I'm giving it 110%.
So we got our first lesson on the whole production quality stuff. We spoke there for another like 20 something minutes.
Yeah.
We've 22 minutes of footage there. I think I need a bigger SIM card. Like I cleared the SIM card of everything. So I definitely have more than 22 minutes on it. But for some reason it cut off and it didn't beep.
It was quality as well.
Yeah, you'll have to take our word for it, but it's just stuff that we'll kind of revisit over the next episode. But yeah, we've done a nice like long outro.
We will be back with more people and better setup.
Yeah.
We're gonna get what, mics, a bigger HD card.
Yeah.
SD card.
SD card.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Maybe something on that wall just looking bare as fuck, but anyway.
Yeah.
Production quality will be up. We'll have more of this.
Thanks for watching.
Like, subscribe, share. Peace.